Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and to all the Akim across the globe, pushing the word in truth and sincerity. I want to say Shalom. So I die now from the Great Millstone Campus, Chicago, to another lesson. Before I get started, I would like to say that we are not affiliated. We here at Great Millstone are not affiliated with any black activists, black militants, extremist groups. We're not affiliated with any terrorist groups. We're not associated with any overthrow of the government. Okay? All right, we're not black extremists. All right? We're here to teach the words of Yahweh Shemi Shai, coming directly out of the Bible through the Spirit of the Lord. With that, I want to get into this lesson, which is called basically Coming to America. And my first scripture, 2nd Esdras 9:1. Says, he answered me then and said, measure thou thy time diligently in itself. When thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand there is a time, the very same time, wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Okay? Us being watchmen of Yahweh Shemi Shai, all right, we're supposed to watch for these signs, these prophecies coming to pass, which lets us know how close the Lord is into coming back upon his return. Okay? And we're seeing part of the signs, all right? We're hearing rumors of wars. We're seeing the sedition of men. The race war getting brewed up. Okay? Therefore, verse 3, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Okay? The Lord purposed this from the beginning of creation to destroy this place. All right? The Lord can't suffer Esau to be in rulership that much longer. That's why the time is speeding up, and also the prophecies are being sped up also. It says, verse 5, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end. It's like it. Let me read that again. For like as all that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so, the times also the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. And we're seeing that. Okay? Like here. All right, we're seeing that. We're seeing the Lord visit the place with hurricanes and tornadoes, drought and floods, fire, the insects destroying the crops. Okay, we're seeing the end of this era as we know it starting to crumble. Okay, I'm gonna skip down. It says, verse 9. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which have now abused my ways. They that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. All right, Esau is also guilty of this, man. Despising the ways of the Lord, not honoring the land Sabbath, having his people working on the Sabbath, creating GMO foods, sitting himself up in the seat as he is the Most High. It says, and they that have loathed my law, while they had yet liberty, and when as yet a place of repentance was open to them, understood it not, but despised it. The same must know it after death by pain. Okay? So the Lord is getting ready to come visit this place. Not only the nation of Israel, 2/3 of our people are going to get destroyed. All the land of Egypt, aka mystery Babylon, Sodom, America, is going down. Okay? Salakia, I got something in my tooth. Salakia. Second Esdras. Second Esdras 15. And I'm gonna start at 11. Second Esdras 15 and 11. So, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Okay? So we already know that we are in Egypt again, spiritual Egypt, the place of bondage. All right, this is the place where the majority of the Israelites dwell. And this is the place where we're going to be our deliverance. And upon our deliverance, simultaneously, is going to be the destruction of America. All right? And it says he's going to smite Egypt with the plague as before, and destroy all the land thereof. And all you got to do is read the book of Exodus and see all the great wonders that the Lord has done when he delivered us out of Egypt, out of the hand of Pharaoh. This is going to be a mightier and greater deliverance, the greater destruction. This destruction, there'll be no coming back for this place. It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. All right? So this place is finna meet the mighty hand of Yahweh Shem Yahushai as the world has never seen. It says, verse 14, skipping down to verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. And that word woe means destruction. Okay? That world is all the inhabitants who are dwelling in this place. America. All right? There's going to be a lot of places going to get destroyed and touched by the hand of the Lord. So woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up against another, and swords in their hand. Okay, we're seeing this right now. All right? We have, I believe, we got the Iranian army, the Syrian army, one of those Ishmaelite countries, where they were trying to shoot down the chariots of the Lord. Okay? They know that these chariots that they're seeing are not for their good. Okay? So for the sword of the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up against another, and swords in their hands. And right now you're seeing one people stand up against another, man. Okay? You're seeing so-called Esau, Edom, so-called the white man, going against Jacob, which is the Native Americans, Latinos, and the so-called Negroes. Okay? And the only thing left now is to light the fire. Okay? For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of action shall stand in their power. 911 is going to be a joke. Nobody's going to listen to the police, to the mayor, or to the president. America, as you know it, is going to be the purge. A lot of death and calamity, a lot of sorrows, a lot of anguish. It says, a man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able. All right? There's going to be so much going on in these places where you may just be cut off from your family and you'll never see them again because of the violence, because of the martial law troops that are going to be parading and patrolling the streets. Okay? I said, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. There's going to become a time where all these thugs, these gangbangers, With all these drive-by shooters running out bullets, where they're not able to go get their guns and go and meet their little thugging ass gang buddies, man. But they really got to stand up and defend themselves with their fists, if they're even able to. They're gonna run and duck and cower like curs. All right. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right. So this famine is going to lead the people gathering together and pillaging and ransacking the inhabitants of these cities and the inhabitants of the country. All right, got a piece up right here. Let me see what it says. Isaiah 9:9 or 19:9. So through the wrath of Yahweh of hosts is the land darkened. The people shall be as the fuel of the fire. No man shall spare his brother. He shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry, and he shall eat on the left hand. They shall not be satisfied. They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm. And that lack of bread is going to lead to cannibalism. All right? They're already showing you, you can look on social media and you can see these people eating humans, man. I don't want to get into detail, but they're roasting them and put them up on a table and they're cutting to their flesh and they're eating them, man. So these are going to be one of the plagues that's going to come back. This is Revelation. Revelation 18, and I'm going to start at 1. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, the great city is fallen, and become the habitations of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. After America gets destroyed, the only thing left here is going to be unclean animals, and smoke, and doleful creatures. It says, For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. The merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. The other nations are going to get the same judgment as America. All right, you touch and pitch, you're going to get defiled. You lay in the bed with America, you're going to get destroyed with America. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that receive not of her plagues. They say come out of her. That means don't adhere to the philosophies and to the customs and to the ways, the idolatries and the sins of this place. Because the Lord said he's going to deliver us from the place where he has scattered us. So we're to remain here, holding fast to our faith, waiting for our deliverance. For her sins have reached into heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you. Double unto her double according to her works. And the cups which ye have filled, fill to her double. So the things that we have gone through in America here for the last 400, 600 years, and through the past captivities under these heathens and under these Edomites, you're going to get the cup of the wrath of the Lord double. Verse 7, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith from her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. See, the pride of America is going to be a downfall. The scriptures say pride goes before destruction. In America, with the boasting of their armies, the boasting of their nuclear capabilities, the strength of their so-called allies, it's going to be your demise. Okay. Verse 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death in the morning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord who judgeth her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, shall bewail her and lament for her, when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, the mighty city, for in 1 hour did thy judgment come. Okay? So America is going to get destroyed, and it's going to be a great destruction scene, but not only by her enemies, but also by her allies. Okay? Let's see what this precept says here. Slovakia. Isaiah 21 and 9. And behold, here cometh a chariot of men with a couple of horsemen. And he answered and said, Babylon the fallen is fallen, and all the graven images of her gods he hath broken into the ground. All right. So America is going to get destroyed with a sword of destruction, man. There'll be no more worshiping of idols. No more false images of the Lord being set up. Okay. Isaiah 14 and 1 says, For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. The house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. They shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. This is what coming to America. Okay? We're gonna after the destructions come, we're gonna gather you up. All right? And we're gonna put you in chains. And you're going straight into captivity. It shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. See, with the death of America comes our salvation, the breaking of our chains off our arms, our legs, our feet, and our mind. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, How have the oppressors ceased? The golden city ceased. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked, and the scepter of the rulers. The Lord is going to take down all the dominion of the wicked. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. That's Esau Edom, man. All right, his place, his power stretches forth all across his land, man. From the time he came out of the caves into power, he has done nothing but cause death, destruction, and violence in his path. And none is going to hinder. No one's going to be able to stop this glorious ending to this beautiful movie that the Lord has declared. All right. Skimming down. Verse 10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, Art thou also become weak as us, as we? Art thou become like unto us? That's what's going on now. All right. It's no fun when the rabbit has the gun. Russia is supplying these other nations with nuclear capabilities and weapons. All right? They're no longer afraid of the big bad wolf. The big bad wolf is no longer the bully on the block. Thy pomp is brought down to thy grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worm shall cover thee. How hast thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How hast thou cut down to the ground, which didst speak of the nations? Hey, no more dropping nuclear bombs on people. No more spreading your homosexuality and democracy and plagues and abominable acts and deeds to the people. So for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will also sit upon the mount of the congregation, the sides of the north. So you're very proud that you have the children of Israel in captivity, that you're their ruler. You're very proud that you're able to manipulate and to deceive the nations by your witchcraft and sorceries. But guess what? This is what the Lord said. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall nearly look upon thee, consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the world, earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the houses of the prisoners? All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. Right. Everybody is in their own glory, man. They're fighting for the next spot after America gets destroyed, which is going to come to naught. They're not going to be able to, no nation after America gets destroyed is going to rise up to possess the children of Israel again. He said, but thou art cast out thy grave like an abominable branch, and the remnant of those that are slain through the with the sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as the carcass trodden under feet. Okay? All right, so it says, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Prepare slaughter for the children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. You will not have the power to reclaim the earth that the Lord had made for the sake of Israel. No more saying, I will rebuild the desolate places. No more going across the land and taking it by violence. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, cut off from Babylon the name and remnant, the son and the nephew, saith Yahweh. I will also make a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord. The Lord of hosts has sworn it, saying, surely the Lord of hosts has sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass, and as I have purposed, so shall it stand. Okay? This is the will of the Lord. This is what's coming to America. Isaiah 55 and 11. So shall the word be that goeth forth out of my mouth, should not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So all these calamities and these prophecies are going to come to pass. Thus saith Yahweh Shem Shai. On that, I'm going to say Shalom.